Today I'm going to show you guys my exact plan for how I'm going to scale up my SMMA client to 10K a month revenue by June. So I have a whole strategy set out for him. We've worked on businesses before in the past, so he's actually a good friend of mine, and he's actually been building up his clothing brand called Apparel. Now currently he sits at around $1,500 to $2,000 revenue a month, and we're going to be scaling him up to $10,000 a month by June by running ads, by getting his content and all of his framework set, his DMs, his whole Instagram strategy. We're gonna rebrand everything so that we can make sure that he'll hit a 10K month by June, because this will just set him up for the summer. That's the months where maybe he wants to travel and do other stuff like that. Here's the setup right here. That's also the lighting setup, but I'm just gonna be getting content for him today because we actually have a gym here, his home gym. Now, as you can see, there he is.
Hey, what's up, guys?
This is the man,
my name is Zach White. I am the owner of Apparel, and I'm going to be working with Luca the next couple of months to kind of brand a little bit better on Instagram and TikTok and other platforms, and build that brand up, what it means to wear my brand pretty much, rather than just getting all to the market, right? To actually get a specific audience who wants to buy my brand because they like the meaning of it pretty much.
And he does have a pretty solid foundation, with his clothing. Pretty good brand, pretty good story behind it and everything. But we just have to up things with the ads and with the whole content strategy in general. This is going to be just a full real video, just a raw video of everything that's going on. So why don't you go ahead and actually show them, what clothing you have going on so far, because we actually just did the first drop. We made how much on the day of the first drop?
The day of the drop, I made $209.
So yeah, on the first day of the drop, I believe within the first 24 hours, it was like 260.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So we can see here, these are like all the sales pretty much overall. So it's not focusing at all. But
So that's in the last 4 weeks, as you can see there. He made 1,540 with his brand.
Yep.
Really nice, but I don't know. I think
definitely need to scale it up.
Definitely need to scale that up, because we haven't really run too much ads yet or anything like that. So why don't you just go ahead and show the audience your clothes, like the whole setup?
Yeah, so first off, over here, this is just all kind of the tags and stuff pretty much. So we have obviously all these different stacks over here for all the little touches to actually make the brand come together, because that's all part of branding. This is just a custom water bottle. This isn't for sale. But in the closet, I don't have much in here right now just because I had to wash everything. I have this on right here. This is the beige one. I have a black one and a couple others, but they're all in my hamper right now. And then in my drawers, we just have a black pair of the sweatpants right here. I'm wearing the gray pair right now. A couple others are in my hamper. We had like a long skiing trip this weekend. I actually wore everything for that. So kind of good. Nothing else in here. And this, all the summer stuff, we got the gray shorts. Let's see what else we got. We have the black shirts, we have the white shorts, the red shorts, white ones. We are actually already out of stock of the white ones. Everything else we have right now, and eventually we are going to do a restock probably sometime in February. And for now, obviously, I don't have any more extra, stock of the things that are sold out. But once I do make that other order, I'll be announcing, obviously, all that. But this is what we got right now. A lot of people want the Black Legacy hoodie. That's actually almost sold out too, unfortunately, because everybody wants that. As for the T-shirts, so these actually aren't the right sizes, but I'm having more come in that are different sizes. But we have all these different colors right here. We have the beige one, the black one, the dark gray, and the white. And we're going to be getting those in a smaller size and a different. So this is a press print pretty much. So it's just like a paint pretty much. They press into it. And then this one right here, this is a raised press pretty much. It's a pressed rubber, and so it's actually like 3D, but it looks like really clean, right, in shots too. It really sticks out. Nothing can stick to it either. It doesn't get dirty. So that's kind of why I chose this.
So yeah, definitely the Legacy hoodie sold the best on the drop and just in general. So we're definitely going to have to present that a little bit more to the audience just because it's the best seller. People want it, so we'll have to study that whole you know, why people wanted it and what made that one sell. This is the thumbnail. So yeah, now we're gonna just go get some content for the brand for his Instagram. And also, I think you need to work on YouTube and your long form content as well.
Yeah, probably. For Arion, I really haven't made any at all, but I don't really want to make any unless it's like a bigger event, because I want to make it like pretty professional. So if I'm going out, maybe I'll do a day in the life like with my brand or something. Like if it's a certain event, maybe telling people in public, whatever. But as for now, I'm not gonna make anything like at home just sitting down. It's just not the type of content I want to make. I want to make it nice and professional. But as for Zach White Fitness, which is my main channel, that I can kind of experiment with, do different stuff, and kind of see what works. So yeah.
So we're in the gym, we're just gonna get some clips about the brand. We also wanna showcase the lifestyle that the brand is actually meant to be, because that's the whole thing about branding, is it's showing off the lifestyle that you'll have if you have the clothing. We're getting a nice pull-up clip in here, following motion, and that's the reality.
It's not actually, but we figured we'd throw that in. Done.
So right now I'm gonna jump into the ice bath. It's probably about 7:30 in the morning, and this water is absolutely freezing. Had ice in it last night. I think a lot of it melted overnight, but it's still really cold. So at this point, pretty much, my hands and feet are getting a little bit numb. Pretty cold. I hear something. But it's really good for your health, so we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, I think it's just as cold as if it had ice, not gonna lie.
Really?
I did this last night, and it was like, after we went in the hot tub, so it's honestly I feel like it was way easier yesterday, just because like it's at night or something. Like in the morning, it's just hard. I don't know.
Fair.
Just went for a little ice plunge this morning to get the morning started right. So now what I'm gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be getting his ad set up for Arion Apparel. So we kind of have to just go over the branding a little bit more. Yesterday we got all the content that we needed for his Instagram account. And I've been thinking of different strategies that I can put into the ad. I could actually make an existing post an ad. So I might actually do that. But first we have to like figure out who his exact target audience is. We have to find out the problem that he's solving. Now I know what you guys are thinking, for a clothing brand, how are you solving a problem? But you actually are solving a problem, or people wouldn't buy. Now, I'll explain more on this later, but then we're gonna have to see what the solution is to the problem, and then we'll have to discuss what the feeling is. So the feeling after the problem was solved for the ideal customer. So these are all things that we have to go over before we even get started with the ad campaign and the ad structure, because the ad structure and actually going through Business Manager is probably about 30% of the actual work. You know, most of the work, 70% of the work to make a successful ad is mostly just being prepared for it, knowing your exact target audience, knowing their pain points, knowing how they're gonna feel after buying it, because then you can just double down on that in the ad copy, in the ad creative itself. Obviously later in this video I'll get a little bit more into the exact ad structure that we're gonna be using, but for now we just have to come up with the audience. Alright, so here's our little setup that we have going on. So I'm just going to go over the audience, problem, solution, and then the feeling that the audience gets when they buy. So a good example that I like to go over is this brand here, Surf Trip Shop. They've been creating clothing, and you can really just see their branding. So let me just pull up one of their posts. So here's one of their carousel posts. So it's basically just about the outdoor beachy lifestyle. So if we take into consideration this, what is their ideal audience? Probably people that like going to the beach, people that like surfing. And then what is the problem that the audience is facing? So if you take a look at their clothes, you know, they're kind of like vintage surfwear. So the problem they're solving maybe is that there's a lack of vintage surfwear in the market today. So the problem could be that there's a lack of vintage surfwear in the market today, and their solution is creating vintage surfwear that is very high quality. Now, I'll show you guys what I mean. As you can see in this post here, they have very custom elements to it to make it feel more branded. So, for example, see this zipper here? This is a shark tooth. Like, I've never seen any other brand do this, so I think that this is a really good brand to just get some inspiration from. That's what they're doing there for solving their problem. And then the feeling that you get when you buy the clothes, you feel like you're kind of part of this group of people here, because as you can see, it's not just showcasing one person, it's showcasing a bunch of different people. This right here, this is the actual creator of the brand. But in the videos or this carousel post here, you can see it's with a group of people, and that's the type of people that it's attracting to this brand. If you're actually wearing the clothes, then this will be your lifestyle basically. So now we'll just do that, but for Arion. And I just think it's really important to just get something like this before you actually start with the ad campaign, because this is most of the brand. It has to be a good brand to actually sell. The ad can't just carry a brand that's not a good clothing brand in general. So now I'm gonna do a quick rundown of the actual campaign structure that's in Meta Ads. So I'm gonna be doing one campaign for this, and I'm gonna be testing two different ad sets, with one being more targeted and one being more just letting Meta do what it does best, targeting the audience itself. So to actually find a winning ad, I feel like a lot of people don't do this, but it's actually like highly underrated. So what you should do before you even launch an ad is go over to the Meta Ads library. You're gonna head over to Google, go to Meta Ads library, put in the ad category. For this case, it's gonna be all ads. Follow up on this example, the Surf Trip Shop brand. We can go on to theirs. Then you can actually see all the ads that they're currently running. As you can see, it says active here, so that means they're currently running the ads. So they have a bunch going. What you want to do is kind of just study what worked for them. So mostly they're older ads, because if an ad's running for longer, that probably means that it's working. So this one has been running for like almost a month now, and it says bring back that vintage surf style. Like I was saying before, a lot of this ad copy is saying bring back that vintage surf style. In fact, almost all of them are saying the exact same thing with the opening header of bringing back the vintage surf style. So now to get an example of this, we could go to another gym brand. So let's say Gymshark, see what they're running. And you don't just have to look up a certain account, you could actually look it up more broad. So on Gymshark, they have a lot of winter sales going on right now. They have get up to 60% off on their clothes. So if we click on shop now, we can actually see exactly what their ad is running to. So this is how it's going. It says winter sale up to 60% off. And then you can even click on the percent off that they have. I think it's very important to have a specific offer when you're doing this too. So whether that's a certain amount off, it could be like limited time only or like 30% off. Whatever it is, there has to be something that makes people want to buy. As you can see, so it usually starts from the last launched ad, and then you scroll all the way, you get to older ads. But you can also go to filters here, and then you can go to the date range. So you can just leave the from. But then I would always switch the to, and I would put it at least 2 months back. Then you know that the ad is actually probably getting the company a return on investment, or else like why would they be running it for 2 months straight? So now we have this one. As you can see, it's a video ad. So really just go through all these if you do have a brand yourself. This is how you can get an idea of what ads actually work in your niche. So at this point, I have a pretty solid idea of the ad that I'm looking to create. So the next step would just be to set up his business manager, which I believe is already set up, but I actually have to manage the account on my end. So I'll share the account to my business manager, and then I'll be able to run the ads on my end.